You're just having ups and downs nonstop. Your worth is tied to how others perceive you and how much they validate you, and their approval makes you determine how you feel. Their approval makes you have this rush of emotions that are going ups and down. This video is going to help you understand how to stop tying your worth to others, but most importantly, where it comes from, the psychological reasons why we tie our worth to others, and how to cultivate this validation, this approval within yourself through your actions daily to break free from relying on others. So let's talk about the psychological reasons why we might tie our word to others. I want to clarify before, I haven't made all of the psychological reasons why we tie our word to others, but I have made the most important points that I think most people can relate about and that might help you get to awareness about your current circumstances. And with this awareness, you're going to be able to understand a lot of things about yourself. And by understanding those things, you're going to be capable of breaking free from them. So let's start. The first one is attachment patterns. So when we're young, if love or approval only came when we behaved a certain way, so for example, having good grades, being easy to love, our subconscious have learned that that love had to be earned. And so when we might get rejected by opportunities, by people, in our circumstances, in our life, this triggers in the subconscious the same fear of abandonment that we had when we were young, that if we did not behave a certain way, if we did not act a certain way, we would not receive love, we would not be accepted, we would not receive this approval. And so, as adults, this rejection triggers the same fear of abandonment. The second one is external validation loop. So each time someone approves of us, this triggers in our brain, it releases dopamine. And so this can become quite addicting when you're insecure because it feels like a hit of self-worth that only lasts a second, but at least for a second, in a matter of second, you've received this validation and you felt good in your own skin because you usually never feel good in your own skin. The third one is the core belief of unworthiness. So many people subconsciously believe that they are not enough unless someone confirms it, unless someone says it. And so if they get rejected, this is as if it's the truth of their value, of their worth, and it confirms what they believe about themselves. The fourth one is social conditioning. So society glorifies being chosen in relationships, in our career, in our beauty. And so what does this says about us? It says that we are determined, like we are taught that our value increases when others or decreases when others value us or desires us. And the fifth one is the lack of self identity. So when you don't know who you are or you're trying to understand who you are, you're gonna rely on others to give you opinions on how you should behave, on how you should view yourself, on how you should feel about yourself. The truth is, rejection isn't a reflection of you. If you're being rejected by opportunities, by friendships, by relationships, by certain situation, it has nothing to do with how worthy you are of deserving good things, of having good things around you, surrounding you. Because rejection isn't personal. Sometimes it might be, but most of the time it's about alignment. We how many times have you connected with everyone you have ever met in your life? Probably never, because we are not meant to connect with everyone. And that's what makes even connection special, is that it is not with everyone. It's something that is in terms of how much we connect with other person, how the dynamic is going, the flow between us, the values we share, the similarities we share, the lessons we believe they can give us, they can teach us, that connects deeply with the purpose we have within us. It has everything to do with the dynamic, and it has nothing to do with your character. So please, my angels, don't ever believe that if your worth is tied to others, it's something you have to heal with awareness, but please understand that it only comes from your experiences, from your traumas, from certain situation you have experienced, and it is not the truth. Because other people, humans in general, we don't like everyone. We are not meant to connect with everyone. So now we're going to talk about the solutions on how to take your power back, on how to stop tying your worth to others, and giving yourself the validation, the approval by yourself, within yourself, to stop being so influenced, dependent, and unhappy because you feel unworthy if you don't have the approval and the validation from others. And so first, we will have to recognize when you're seeking validation and approval and where it comes from, because awareness is the number one step to reprogram your subconscious from limiting beliefs that made you think this way, that made you tie your worth to others, to believe this is what you need to feel validated and accepted. And so, in the psychological reasons I have gave, even if I have not gave all of them, is there something you might feel deeply called about that you relate? And if not, I recommend the number one step to do to have awareness, to bring awareness within ourselves, is to do shadow work. So if you have low self-worth, you seek validation and acceptance from others, write on Google shadow work questions, low self worth, and it will ask you deeply tied questions that will make you reflect on your past experiences, on your childhood, that is going to make you bring clarity on why you feel this way. And at first, you might write anything that comes up in your mind, but you will see that step by step, it is going to help you achieve so much more clarity on why you have certain patterns, on why you seek this acceptance, this validation from others. And after, when you have the answer of where it comes from, you have the ability to reprogram your subconscious mind, to reprogram your limiting beliefs about those experiences. And that is when you're going to be capable of attracting better, of attracting something more aligned with what you deserve, and attracting good things, because you're not going to put yourself in those circumstances anymore, because you would have been able to reprogram the subconscious belief of yours that made you believe this way. After, you will have to step by step build self love within yourself. So, how are you showing up for yourself every single day? How are you feeding your mind? How are you feeding your body? How are you feeding your surroundings? Are you surrounded by people that are not treating you well? And if so, make the reflection to understand why you're accepting such treatment, and why you're accepting such treatment and where it might come from. The third step is understand your inner child and what it seeks from you. Does it seek compassion? Does it seek self love? Does it seek patience? Does it seek consistency, discipline, being there for yourself, showing up for yourself? the more you will understand your inner child, what it seeks, and following through those actions daily, the more you're going to be able to replenish your self worth, your self love by yourself instead from others. Because you are showing up for yourself every single day. You are validating yourself every single day with your actions, with the self love you're learning and you're giving yourself. And that is something even more empowering because that is something no one can ever take away from you. And after that, you will be unbreakable. Because right now, why you are seeking the worth, why your worth is tied to others, is because you have not understood something that your inner child wants you to understand and wants to heal from. And the moment you will do the awareness, you will heal from it, and you will be there for your inner child, even just by cultivating self love, by staying consistent, by doing good actions that show yourself that you actually value yourself and you love yourself, is the moment you're not going to be anymore influenced and dependent on others, on how they perceive you, on how they see you, because you're only going to be worried on how you see yourself, on how you're showing up for yourself, on how you're being there for yourself. And so these are the big three steps I recommend you guys doing. And of course, it will take time to develop this self love, to develop even this awareness, and understand how to even think you deserve more things and you are lovable or you are worthy by your own instead of on others, because it's something new you're gonna create, you're gonna do. But I promise you, the more you're gonna reprogram your subconscious and you're gonna prove yourself that you believe good things and that you deserve to not be, that you deserve to not have your word tied to others, is the moment you will have complete freedom and the moment you will become dependent on your own, on yourself only. And so I understand this is not easy to do. I understand this is not easy to start, to reflect on our traumas, on our patterns, on circumstances that have hurted us in the past and that makes us act the way we are in the moment. But I promise you that awareness, even if it's hard at first, is the best first thing you can do to make you, for your future self, have more and bring higher qualities, opportunities, experiences into your life. And this is something you're doing for your future self that is going to thank you for. And so I hope this video might have helped you understand why you might tie your word to others, how to break free from it, how to help yourself, and how to understand that you have got this and that others have nothing to do with your word, but you're even gonna cultivate this worth by being there for yourself, by cultivating this self love. And that is why you have to show up for yourself so that you can prove to yourself that you are worthy. Because by showing yourself you believe in your worthiness, you're gonna after believe it. And so, thank you, my angels, for being there today with me for this video. And I hope it truly immensely helped you, and I will see you in another video. And I believe in all of you. You have got this. I love you all so much. And thanks for supporting me.